In this video, we'll be learning how to install and play Honkai Star Rail in SteamOS gaming mode with the Steam Deck, Steam Machine, or any other SteamOS device with full controller support. From desktop mode, before we think about installing the game, we need to download a very important tool which will make the process a lot easier. Open the Discover Store from the taskbar, and by pressing the X button on our device, bring up the Steam keyboard and type Proton, and press Enter. And download Proton Plus from the search results. Once downloaded, open Proton Plus, and in here we have access to all of the latest Proton versions for multiple compatibility tools. The one we need is DW Proton, which we need to make sure to download the latest version number displayed in the list. Once that's downloaded for us to use later, open your web browser and search for the official Honkai Star Rail website with your Steam keyboard accessed by pressing the X button on your controller. And from here, we want to download the Windows installer for the Hoyo launcher to our desktop or downloads folder. And once downloaded, close your web browser and navigate to your downloads folder where the file has been saved. Right-click on the Honkai Star Rail installer and select Add to Steam. In the bottom right of your taskbar, right-click on Steam and access your library. Search for and find your Honkai Star Rail installer, and we want to add this to our favourites. Click Settings, Properties, and under Compatibility, for the moment, we want to assign Proton Experimental. Close the window and launch the installer. If your mouse isn't working, hold the Steam button and this will activate the trackpad again. Accept the agreements, choose Quick Installation, choose Install, and if you get an error, like me, just press Retry and it should go through just fine. Now at the end of this, don't press Launch, and instead simply press X on the setup. Restart your SteamOS device completely and come back to desktop mode. We need to do this so that DW Proton, which we downloaded earlier, can appear in our list of Proton versions. So once you've done that and you're back in desktop mode, open Steam again, find the Honkai Star Rail setup and change from Proton Experimental to DW Proton, which will only appear if we've restarted the device. And we need to do this so that Honkai Star Rail will run on Linux. Now we need to perform an important file change so that the game will always work after updates and patches, affecting the version number of our game. If we don't do this, then the game will fail to launch whenever it is patched in the future, and we may need to install the full game again. So what we need to do is go to our home folder from the taskbar, and in the top left, change our icons view to Details, and on the 3-line symbol on the right hand side, enable Show Hidden Files. And go inside the now available .steam folder, Steam, Steam Apps, and Compat Data. And if we press Modify twice, we'll see a new folder with a randomly generated number was created just a few minutes ago. And I highly recommend making a note of this folder in case you ever want to delete the game in the future, as this is the folder where the full game will be installed. So let's go inside this folder, PFX, Drive C, Program Files, and Hoyo Play. Now it's important we only use the launcher.exe found inside the Hoyo Play folder, which we're going to right-click and choose Copy Location. And going back to Steam, with our Star Rail setup available, choose the cog symbol, Properties, and inside our target field we'll see a file path for our desktop. But we want to drag carefully in between the quotation marks like so, and right-click and paste our new path from the Hoyo Play folder for launcher.exe. And once that's been done correctly, let's go inside the Start In field underneath, and this time highlight the entire field and paste. But we need to erase the /launcher.exe so the path just ends with Hoyo Play. So make sure both of those fields have been copied correctly, and for the final part, before we download the game, is renaming our setup file to Honkai Star Rail. Bringing up the Steam keyboard by pressing the X button, and just double check that DW Proton is assigned and go ahead and launch the game. And now the game launcher will appear where, as long as you have around 110 GB available, you can go ahead and start downloading the game, which, depending on your internet connection, can vary between minutes or hours. But once the game has finished downloading, we don't want to press Start Game in desktop mode. Instead, we want to exit the launcher and return to gaming mode. And in gaming mode, Honkai Star Rail should be available straight away, And if you have the Decky SteamDB plugin installed, we can change our artwork like so and launch the game. I have a separate guide in the description if you'd like to know how to achieve this. And when the launcher loads, tap or select Start Game by holding the Steam button to activate the trackpad temporarily. And on the main menu, go ahead and log in to your HoYoverse account. And once logged in, we'll be in the game and our controller should be recognised straight away, and performance should be as expected on the highest or high settings, which we can change from the in-game menu. So I hope this guide helped you all with getting Honkai Star Rail installed on the Steam Deck within SteamOS gaming mode. And if you enjoyed this guide and learned something new today, please give the video a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel and share this guide with others so they can play the game easily on SteamOS as well. Until next time, if you have any questions, drop a comment below, enjoy the game, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.